a little bit after. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. Get shot in the shin. So like.
No, there's a
1, 2, 3. Get shot in the head.
Okay.
Okay, so how is that gonna sound? I want you to die instantly. I'm not gonna do it first. I want to hear what you guys do. So the bullet comes, hits you in the head, and you're dead right away. But it has to make a sound. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Someone actually got shot.
Getting choked.
Okay.
I'm getting choked.
Let's get choked. Wait, I want to tell you guys a story about getting shot. I worked on a game called Call of Duty Ghosts, and in this game, they had rankings for levels of sound, and they started at 1. That's like you're yelling to another soldier and there's a battle going on somewhere down the way. Then there's 2, things are getting closer to you. 3, you're in the midst of battle with someone firing right next to you. And 4, you're standing next to something that exploded. Like people are dying right next to you. So when I recorded, a 4 on that scale is just ridiculous. Like it's yelling as loud as you can and dying as loud as you can because there's gunfire and no one's gonna hear you if you die like. So sometimes when you're recording this, it gets pretty tough and crazy. So I play that game to listen to myself, and I'm in the multiplayer, and I never hear myself doing anything positive because I'm always the worst on the team. It's like 1 kill, 19 deaths. So I definitely heard myself get killed a bunch of times. Okay, let's get choked now. When I record anime, I like to really get into the scenes. So, for example, in Blue Exorcist, there's one scene where a monster is kind of stepping on Rin's throat. So what I like to do is actually kind of choke myself. So, if you guys do that, I don't want to see anyone passing out from choking themselves. And if you practice this later, please don't choke yourselves to death. Parents will be like, great, they went to the anime con, they saw Bryce papenbrook, and now they're in their room choking themselves. So, just get choked a little bit, like, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I want less air to be able to come out, like, 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I want that, but they're squeezing even tighter. So at the beginning, you have a little air come out like. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I want to hear you pass out. So like. 1, 2, 3. Choke. Okay. Before I worked on the show. So,
sorry.
Let's die. So the first death, might as well get eaten by a titan. So I want to hear it just chomp you and swallow you. Like just disappear.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I want it to start gnawing on you and then swallow you. So I want to hear like, and then disappear. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, this time I want you to get shot, fall off a cliff, roll down the hill, and then fall in a well. Shot, cliff, hit ground, hill, well. Okay, your turn.
Well, okay.
And you die at the bottom of it. We'll just assume that, right? Shot, cliff, ground, hill, well. Yeah, that sound effect would be playing as you fall. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's die. Does anyone have any suggestions for how they want everyone to die? Yeah.
Burning alive.
Oh god.
What?
Burning alive.
Eaten alive?
Burning alive.
Oh, burning alive. Ooh, that's nasty.
I'm a
So,
sadistic person.
all right, let's hear it. I want everyone in the audience to burn alive. And ready?
Thanks, Bryce.
1, 2, 3. What is that? Getting poisoned? So okay, so I would think that would kind of sound like they're choking a little bit, maybe like your vocal cords are tightening up. So I want to hear that, and then I want to hear you breathe out like the last breath you have. So getting like choking for maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and then down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You know what I think would make that one better? If I hear you drink the poison. So I want to hear it, like you take big gulps of this poison, so I want to hear like.
Cheers.
And sometimes it's good to actually drink some water and hear that water going down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, one more.
Choked on that one.
Death by spirit bomb. I think that would be like. All right, let me hear what you guys think. Ready? So. Yeah, I feel like this. I think there's a spirit bomb coming. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm gonna open up some questions. This is always so much fun for me. Yeah.
How do you maintain your voice through all that?
Okay, everyone does it differently. For me, I taught martial arts when I was younger, so I spent a lot of time yelling at kids. So I think I'm good at yelling at people, and that kind of transferred into doing this. But also from doing, having experiences like recording Sword Art Online, and recording Call of Duty where like you really scream with everything you have. I think my voice has gotten stronger, and I've sort of learned to protect my voice. Quick story, and I haven't told this to anyone yet. When I auditioned for Attack on Titan, I knew I was gonna have to scream really, really loud in the audition. So I actually went out and bought soundproofing, because I recorded at my home studio. So I went out and bought soundproofing and lined my booth with soundproofing so I could scream as loud as possible. And I think my neighbors still heard me screaming.
Doesn't work.
So sometimes, I couldn't talk like the next day. I was done, just from screaming so loud just for the audition. And I think that might have been what set me apart, because Mike said he was really impressed by some of the screams he heard, because screaming in Attack on Titan is crazy. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be curious. What is the weirdest one of these you've ever had to record? It doesn't matter what it is, but the weirdest thing you've ever had to do.
The weirdest reaction. I worked on a video game a couple months ago. I don't think it's been announced yet, so I can't tell you which game. But I was playing all these little weird creatures, and they just say like getting like I can't remember how they described the reaction, but I basically would die, and the sounds that came out of me were just so weird. Like it's very like a cartoony game, so like like those kind of noises, because they're just like little tiny guys getting eaten. I mean, sometimes you just do things that are funky. But there's always, I mean, sometimes the description of the noises that they want you to make, the way the writers put it into the script is really funny. So like, I think like face getting smashed into ground reaction. Like those are always great. Yeah.
I'm a really huge fan of Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah.
So how much did you like doing Henry?
That was amazing. I saw the script. When you work on games, and most of the time when you're recording, you don't know what you're going to do that day. Like there's no table reads or any time to practice. So you don't know what game you're working on sometimes, or what your character is going to do or say, or how many characters you're going to play. So when I went in that day, I saw some of the script. They just handed it to me before I walked in, and I'm like, okay, this guy is insane. So I'm going to be crazy today. And I got into the booth, and Mr. Patrick Seitz was directing, and he said, all right, I want you to be happy when you say these lines. I'm like, wait a second, I'm talking about blood. You want to be happy about bleeding? Yeah, be happy, be excited about it. Okay, yay, blood. No. Happier about it. Yay, blood. No. Let's crank that up another 25%. Keep going. Yay, blood. That's what, he's just so excited about blood and guts and... I'll love you until all the blood leaves my body. Ooh, what do you think that'll be? You never get the opportunity to do a character like that. So it was just awesome. It was awesome. Yeah.
Do you find that for smarter creators for the ending, you don't have like something follow like the Japanese method?
Yeah, it's just different. Sometimes when you record video games, it's a lot more tiring, because when you're working on anime, first off, the reactions are typically further apart, and you have to spot them first. So they'll play the original Japanese, you'll get an idea for how long the sound is you have to make, and then you'll do the sound. In video games, it's one right on top of the other, so it's really tiring and challenging. So for a game like Tales of Graces, where I play as Belmont, I had 3,600 lines. So I had a ridiculous amount of lines, and there's another script for attack lines. So it was one full day of recording just doing attacks and different strikes and things like that. And some of them, another challenge that comes with video games is timing, because the character might do an attack, and you might have 2 seconds to say whatever you're going to do in that attack. So the attack in Japanese might mean Flying Dragon Super Kick, or something like that. But you can't go, Flying Dragon Super Kick, like in a second, so we have to adjust it and change it and make it sound natural, but still mean the same thing. So it's another challenge. I enjoy doing both of them. I love being in the booth and recording, so both are good. Questions, yeah. Thank you, yeah, just announced today. And for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of my panel, I have a panel tonight at 6, which I called Anime Hour. Well, that was just a secret code that I just made up. It's really Attack on Titan Hour, so we'll be talking about my experience on Attack on Titan as Aaron, which was just announced today. And I think they're still watching it. They should be watching episode 3 by now, which is exciting. So thank you. And I know I talked to you guys yesterday about Attack on Titan, but couldn't say anything about it because I signed what's called an NDA, or a non-disclosure agreement, which basically means I promise not to spoil this surprise. So I did everything I could not to spoil it. I'm happy I can talk about it now. What? It's so great because I've gone to a number of cons recently since I've been cast, and there's so much Attack on Titan cosplay, and every time I walk by, I just like try not to smile. Like I try not to let that go, but I went to a con in Australia, and someone came through my line dressed as Potato Girl, and I signed a potato, and I had to say like, oh, that's hilarious. That's from that show, Attack on Titan, right? Oh, that's great. I've never signed a potato before. But now it kind of makes sense. I hope she still has the potato. Yeah. Where's my potato? Where's my potato with Bryce's signature on it? All right. Any other questions? Yeah. Scream it out. Can't hear you. You want me to say something is rigged? Yeah. All right. I have a couple lines that are my favorite. The first one is, "What up?" The second one is, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of Satan." When that line came up, I was like, yes, that is awesome! All right, there's another question back there. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't gotten anything that weird. It's I don't know. Maybe I just don't think many things are weird because I do weird stuff all the time. So I don't know. I haven't gotten anything that's too weird. I'm sure something strange that will set itself apart will come one of these days, but nothing too weird yet. So bring on the weirdness. Yeah, the best. I'm sorry, you gotta scream to me. No, I haven't heard about Vic Mignogna's weirdest request. What is it? Now you have to tell me about it. So she could lick his hands? Yeah, that's a little strange. I have not had my hands licked. Don't lick my hands. Don't lick my hands. You wouldn't want to lick my hands, I think. Yeah. Some things. Yeah, definitely. So some things I'm working on right now, I'm still under NDA, so I can't tell you about them. But some things that have been announced or that I'm currently still working on, a show called Tenkai Nights. It's on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network. It's a really, really good show. It's like Transformers and Legos mixed together. Well, they're Ionics blocks, okay? And the toys from this show are so awesome. Like, you literally start with a block, and then you fold it and put armor on it, and it's one of the Tenkai Knights, and it folds into this robot. They're awesome. And the other people on the show are super, super talented. Steve Bloom, Crispin Freeman, Johnny Bosch, Todd Haberkorn, Ben Diskin. There's a lot more that I'm not remembering. Crew is amazing. I'm so happy to be part of that show. So if you haven't seen that one, definitely check it out. Another game that I worked on, Super Danganronpa 2. So Danganronpa came out and then they just announced the second one. And I play a different character, the Joker, kind of a version of the Joker in my head. So that was really fun. Other stuff. I'm sure the second I leave, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm working on that. Oh yeah, I have that going. I just get confused on what I can talk about and what I can't talk about. Can't remember anything else right in the moment, but I know I'm doing other stuff. Okay, we have time for one more question, and then we'll save everything for Attack on Titan hour at 6. Let's go way over there. Never mind, save for later. Let's go right here. No news that I know of, but they don't tell me anything, and I'm